Rebels. It's your Judge B.
And Addie.
And Addie.
I don't need you.
Okay.
Remember, this is my show now. I'm letting you on as a courtesy to you.
I mean, I had my episode, and it's still not my
You're
show.
You're not talking. You should be doing what I talk.
So, like, if you guys know, notice when I shoot videos for the site, usually it's a bunch of anime weeb stuff.
Because he's an anime weeb.
And my coworker here...
Boss, try again. Let's do that again. That's where we
suggested that I should try to expand what I talk about. So in the future, we're going to be talking about a lot more stuff, including television, video games, a bunch of stuff that we're really into. And for the first one of this, we're talking about something that my boss got me into.
Mm-hmm.
They're called K-dramas or Korean dramas, and apparently I love them. And this is not her talking. This is actually me talking. Like, I actually love these things.
Why did you have to say it like that? Sounds like it's actually me talking, like I'm putting a gun in your head and telling you to say things that are facts.
I really actually love these things now, and I don't understand why. Like, when I think of K-dramas, I usually think of, like, early Saturday mornings, just trying to get to the television to watch my cartoons. But then my aunt or my mother or any one of those would take the TV from me and put on a soap. Like Days of Our Lives and One Step After Another. What's another one?
What the fuck is One Step After? I mean, if that's a thing, what is One Step After Another?
I think there was one called One Step After Another, or just One Step at a Time. There was a bunch of soaps back in the day, and as a child, when I saw that, I was extremely bored and upset that I could not watch my cartoons. Only thing I liked about them was that after they were done, I watched shows like Shop Till You Drop and Supermarket Sweep.
Oh, God.
Those shows were amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Ugh. Amazing.
Worst.
But then she introduced me to a couple of K-dramas,
I sure did.
And those things are kind of amazing.
I know. Yes, they are.
Like, I'm currently watching one called Cinderella and the Four Knights, and
We're currently watching. More like I'm currently watching, and he kind of dips in and out.
I do not. I'm the main one that tells you, hey, we haven't seen the episode in a very long time. I kind of need to see this episode. I need to know. Okay, no, I don't need to know. I don't need to know anything. It's just a show. I'm not in it. I'm not
into it.
No, I'm not
loving it.
No,
dying.
I mean, the show's only about some poor girl who got kicked out of her house and got hired by this rich CEO to bring together his.
Who's your favorite knight, Jonathan?
I'm gonna get to that in a second, but I don't have a favorite knight. What? I don't. No. Pretty much, yeah. She's getting hired to bring the CEO's grandsons all together, and they are three of the four knights, and I love the girl because I don't like her. No, I mean it's a good show because the main character, An Ha-woon, which I most likely am.
He knows her name.
Most likely am mispronouncing that. I do no. Well,
I don't know what. It sounds like you're trying to convince yourself.
I'm not convincing anybody anything. I'm just telling you the truth.
Okay.
Okay. And it's about her being hired to take care and bring together his grandsons. And of the four knights, I don't remember their names. I only remember the main character's name because she's the only one that's kind of interesting. There's three. Could you stop looking at me like that? Could you stop looking at me like that? Okay. Yes, I love K-dramas. I love them. I love K-dramas and J-dramas, and I don't like myself. You were right.
I know, but see, here's
a counter. Here's a counter. One for you.
Oh, sweetheart. That's 1 plus how many thousands?
We're not talking about what happens off camera.
Okay. I'm just saying.
What happens off camera doesn't exist.
But I digress.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know their names because I don't really care about their names, but I have their own names. I have my own names for them, and I find them quite funny.
They're pretty good names.
Yes, they are. There is Pretty Playboy of Night, who is a guy who pretty much tries his best to get into the pants of the main character, and she is not having that shit whatsoever.
Well, at first, not truthfully, but he's using her as like a buffer between him and some girl he actually is in love with, but it's like weird.
The moves this man pulls on this girl is just
he's got moves. He's got moves.
I've tried those moves on you. They didn't work.
He doesn't have moves. He doesn't have moves.
I mean, there was that one move he just like do the whole spin around with him.
He tried that. I fell. It was a long day.
I actually kind of want to record that for part of it. But no. There's Pretty Boy Night, who tries to get into her pants all the time. Mm-hmm. Truthfully or not truthfully, he does it anyway. Mm-hmm. Then there's Musician Night, who is just a weird little dude who...
Awkward kid.
Awkward as hell. But he seems to have a genuine interest in the main character, but not really, I guess, attraction. Just more like, oh, you're interesting. I'll get to know you.
He likes her, though. He just doesn't realize that he likes her yet.
Yeah, but KDrama Professor here knows exactly what is going to happen. And I kind of do, because it kind of follows the tropes. And then there's Sasuke Night. Mm-hmm. And anybody who's a fan of Naruto and weeb shit knows the Naruto type, I mean, the Sasuke type, who is, I'm dark and brooding, I'm upset about everything. Mm-hmm. Granted, he was an illegitimate child of the family who got ostracized, and then all of a sudden the family wants him back, so now it says you can't associate with the poor people. It's I'll associate with whoever I want to. Well, I'm going to pay them off so they don't be friends with you anymore. So now he's upset because he's rich. I would love to be upset by being rich.
Wouldn't we all?
Mm-hmm. But Professor KDrama here, and even me can tell...
You're missing a night.
Oh, yeah, the fourth night. Yeah.
Your favorite night.
My favorite night. And he's not going to get any love because anyone I like apparently doesn't give any love.
That's not true. You like the guy in Emergency Couple.
We're not talking about Emergency Couple. What? No, I only like one K-drama. I haven't watched like 5 of them. Oh. 5. 8. Anyway, shut up. And then there's my favorite night. I call him Butler Night because he literally is just the assistant to the CEO who just gives the missions out to the girls. Like, hey, bring the family together, make them go to a funeral, blah, 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 blah. We're not going to go into the details of it. But he is so genuine towards her. Like, as soon as, like, she gets hired and brought to the house, it's like, hey, I'm going to go to your place and go get your shit. You don't got no clothes? All right, cool. Let's go shop and get you some stuff. No, everything you want, we going to get. Don't worry about that. No, we going to get your clothes. And I like her to him because she actually tries to make him, like, relax. Like, hey, while I know you the butler and everything like that, you know, we can be friends and relax. And I think it'd be really good for him to just come out of his shell. But of course, tropes and things of that nature, she's going to end up with Sasuke Knight, and I am not happy about that.
Well, spoiler alert, first, for people who have not watched the drama at all. She might end up with that character, but K-dramas can go either way.
Hey, no, stop the camera. What? What?
Are you going to let me finish? K-dramas can go either way. The problem that I think certain people in this room have is that while K-dramas do... Are you serious? Are you?
I'm so listening right now because what you're telling me is that my OTP is going to happen.
I didn't say that. While K-dramas do follow certain soap opera tropes, it can go either way a lot of the times. Like it'll surprise you. Like there's this one drama that I watched called The Woman Who Married 3 Times, and it's a very melodramatic drama. And with everything that happens in it, you kind of expect something to happen towards the end. And the complete opposite happens. Based on how they build it up, one thing should happen, but it doesn't. That happens with a lot of dramas. So, you never know. She could end up by herself at the end of this. Like, there could be a lot of things that happen here and there. It's what K-dramas do. They don't really leave. Some of those dramas are like, you know what's going to happen. You know who she's going to end up with. Like, if there's a drama where it's 2 guys fighting over one girl, the one who treats her the nicest is more than likely not going to end up with her. That usually is the case, which is why Fourth Night may not be the one she ends up with. But
so what you're telling me is I created my ship. You gave it passage to go.
I didn't do.
And then you put an iceberg in and made it crash.
But I didn't.
You just said she could actually end up with him. Now you're telling me it can't made it crash.
But I didn't.
You just said she could actually end up with him. Now you're telling me it can't.
Well, spoiler alert. First, for people who have not watched the drama at all, she might end up with that character. She might end up with that character. I actually said she could end up by herself.
I mean, did you not tell me this is called something? This is called something specific.
Second lead syndrome?
Second lead syndrome.
He's got second lead syndrome. Second lead syndrome, look, when we cover K-dramas, like, in thorough, what's the word? Well, when we cover it thoroughly, when we review K-dramas thoroughly, we can talk about all the things you can experience when watching a K-drama, which is actually something I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. I think it's going to be more of a me video than a you video. We will discuss K-dramas in its entirety, getting into them, how to survive them, because clearly you need help.
Doctor, I have second lead syndrome. She needs to end up with butler.
You are suffering from second lead syndrome.
She needs to end up with a butler.
But she's not. You gotta accept that.
She needs to do it. It's better for her.
Second lead syndrome is something that if you've ever watched The Legend of Korra, you probably had it with Mako and Bolin. You probably had second lead syndrome. Bolin treated her nice. He seemed like the better option until he became.
We're not talking about what happened to Bolin.
Yeah, we're not talking about what happened with his character development. But if you watch that anime or cartoon, if you watch Korra,
yeah,
you'll have known what second lead syndrome is like. If you were a part of the Bora ship, which I was, and I was very devastated when she didn't up with him or whatever. She got Asami, so hey.
Not we can talk about that, but okay.
But yeah.
But going back to K-dramas, yeah. So I'm into that show. We haven't finished yet. We're almost done. I looked it up. We're actually at like only 12 episodes, and we're on like episode 9.
Yeah, we're almost through with it. I think it's just an introductory video for him to come to terms with the fact that he is, in fact, very into K-dramas. Like, very into them.
And it's okay. At first, I couldn't figure out why. Like, as a child and growing up, like, maybe I thought it's because I was more of them becoming an adult, I can enjoy dramas more, even though they're really melodramatic. Like, a lot of the tropes that you see happen.
Not necessarily. It's a lot of times, it's the same way you could think about an anime. I mean, aside from the fantasy and stuff, because some dramas do have fantasy. But aside from all that, it's just a lot of the times it's just really good story. You laugh at it. Mm-hmm. And I think what may have caught you up into is that there's so many outrageous situations and you want to see how they end.
Yes.
That's what gets you into it. You get into it and you see all these crazy things happen.
And it's like, this wouldn't happen, but apparently
it does in K-drama land, so.
K-drama land does some weird stuff. And like I said, I guess it goes to my weeb tendencies because I do like slice of life animes. If you could go back and watch some of my other videos about slice of life anime I did back when I still had braces. Mm-hmm. And
when you still have braces?
I still had braces.
You still have braces?
Still had braces.
Braces?
I'm gonna put the video over your face so people can click on that and be happy. Oh, people can be happy that something's covering your face.
Fuck you.
So if you go back to my slice of life, like, you know I'm really into slice of life, and K-drama just happens to fill in that hole. It happens to fill up that void about, slice of life anime. I don't have to watch an anime. I actually watch, some people actually acting and talking. And I couldn't figure this out, actually. Like, originally I thought it was just some subconscious thing. Like, I actually like the whole melodrama stuff, which I think I do. But you're the one who actually brought up to me is like, it could be just you like slice of life animes, and this is pretty much the closest you're going to get to a slice of life anime with actual people.
It really will. I think a lot of times me and a couple of friends who watch K-dramas, we like to understand. We like to feel as though K-dramas are the closest you can get to anime without actually being anime. I know that, a lot of anime that you see is, of course, Japanese anime, but South Koreans look the closest, and the way they act and the situations they're put in are the closest that you will get to like shoujo, or even for shonen. Some shonen, it's like the closest you'll get to that kind of stuff, like adequately, because they look like anime characters. It's very, very racist, probably. Kind of a racist thing to say. Yeah, very shitty of me to say. But starting out, that's kind of why I got into it. Of course, one of my starters was Boys Over Flowers, and I watched the Korean drama version of Boys Over Flowers. And I've never read the book, saw the anime, but that was like a phenomenon. It had just come out, and everybody was like, "Oh, watch Boys Over Flowers, it's so good." So I watched it. I was actually watching Japanese dramas. I was looking for a drama version of. I'd heard about live action version of Orange Host Club that was Japanese. So I watched it, and it was not the business for me. And then from there, I think I got led to Boys Over Flowers, and I watched it in its entirety and fell in love with K-dramas ever since. Like, I thought that it was amazing.
That's probably the one thing I don't like about K-dramas. Dramas and soaps, period. The names are kind of weird. Like Cinderella and the Four Knights, that's kind of weird because Cinderella never had anything to do with knights. And Boys Over Flower, Boy Over Flower or Boys Over Flowers?
Boys Over Flowers is an anime. Or it's a manga. It's a Japanese manga. They just took the name and they made it live action in Korean. It's not the Koreans' fault. It's not the drama's fault that it's named Boys Over Flowers. The actual Japanese drama or Japanese anime is called Boys Over Flowers.
Well, I'm an idiot.
You are. So, yeah, it's actually pretty good. There's a lot of really good, interesting ones out there. Like I said, this is probably just an introductory video to this numbnut getting into it, but in another one we'll cover the do's and don'ts, what you should, the do's and don'ts, the steps, the warnings, like everything you need to know when you're getting into a K-drama, because I feel like a lot of people just don't know.
I didn't. I surely didn't, and I got caught hard.
From an anime nerd's perspective, and it's not super important. Well, it's important because the way we go through things is different, but from a black anime nerd's perspective, there's a lot of things that you look for or you're trying to get out of these dramas or even these animes that you may not be able to find right away. So I think it's important to have like a guide to be able to get that. Because there's a bunch of guides over the internet. It's like, oh shit, you should do this or you should do that. But everybody's journey into Korean drama is different. So I feel like we should cover something like that soon. We will be covering something like that soon. But this is just him coming out about K-dramas.
I really, really, really want Butler Knight to end up with her.
Next stop, K-pop.
I'm sorry, what?
Bye.